Please subscribe. This is the 2018 Ford Mustang, a restyled, tweaked, and up-contented version of the horse automobile we've been taking part in since it ditched its stick axle again in 2014. As some distance as mid-cycle refreshes cross, this one wins on some tangible factors. However, the subjective aspects are, properly, subjective. And the V6 is kaput. It is now not a massive surprise, but more on that later. Ford's additionally the usage of this occasion to introduce what it calls My Mode, that's a touch like the person pressure mode placing on a Mercedes-Benz. Basically, it shops your picks for pressure mode, the suspension placing, steering preferences, the active exhaust valve behavior, and other possibilities so that you do not have to reselect them every time. It's decided on with the steerage wheel controls and the principal gauge display. The engine modifications are minimal, other than the loss of the V6 that has ultimately been retired after the indignity of serving specifically the apartment vehicle fleets in bare-bones trim for the previous couple of years. It must be like this. At one factor, the vintage V6s with the tuned percent, later known as, for something reason, Mayhem Mustangs, had first-rate electricity and excellent suspensions. With the ascendancy of the EcoBoost, the V6 has been taken behind the barn and unceremoniously shot. Nicely, nobody will omit it in its most current incarnation, so that is that. About that EcoBoost 2.3-liter i4, it is getting a torque bump considerable sufficient to merit transmission revisions to handle it. Ford says the more torque comes from its confined period overboost function, so it is something most effective appreciable some seconds at a time, but it is there. The V8, however, receives greater vast adjustments, accelerated compression and an additional set of port fuel injectors to complement the direct injectors, a technique Ford also makes use of on its 3.5-liter V6s, for a selection of motives together with stopping carbon buildup on the valves. The V8, Ford promises, will rev higher and quicker than earlier than. For both engines, Ford wouldn't speak numbers, sense a theme here? And didn't always state that both engine could produce more horsepower. Once more, live tuned. There are greater transmission changes beyond the beefed-up EcoBoost guide. The V8 manual gains a twin-disc clutch and a dual-mass flywheel, and both engines might be available with the new 10-pace auto that changed into Go Advanced with GM. Yes, Mustangs and Camaros will percentage bits. Kind of. However, it's suitable bar trivialities to rile up your neighborhood thin-skinned FOMO or boaty partisan. In any event, the 10-speed will offer a shorter first gear and a much wider usual spread when compared to the outgoing auto. It's going to also live in first tools for a detonal hard launches. Selecting game and tune mode will lock out 10th gear and the maintain gears for longer, as you may think. Ford would not say if the automobile changed top speed considerably beyond reiterating that the Stang may be electronically constrained. Beyond the handling and powertrain improvements, the 18 Mustang additionally profits a bunch of safety technologies keyed off of the addition of an optical camera to complement the present radar technology. This permits new safety functions for Mustang, like pre-collision assist with pedestrian detection, distance alert, lane departure caution, lane preserving help, and motive force alert system. It might not offer the force tool and move aspect of the adaptive cruise technology like Ford baked into the 17 Fusion. You can, however, begin, lock, release, and find your Mustang with the Ford Bus smartphone app, available on Mustang for the primary time. This is the define of what Ford has in save for us with the 2018 Mustang. We assume difficult numbers and more in intensity facts to come. In case you're wondering when the 18 Mustang will pass on sale, North American sellers have to start promoting it in this fall. Please subscribe.